Hacer buen tiempo.
All right, this is not a funny podcast. I'm pissed.
What are you pissed about?
No jokes. I'm pissed because my boy leaving tonight. It's 7:55 p.m.
That's
We're
right.
flying out.
Yeah, I'm pissed too.
Yeah, your choice, asshole.
Why did you book a flight so quick?
Because I have work on Monday. My first day of my new job. And I want Sunday to, set my computer up, get all my software, do all my last-minute onboarding shit.
Oh, yeah. 1 hour. 1 hour.
I mean, yeah, I maybe could have booked an early flight Sunday, but all of the flights are really expensive because I booked this too late.
What do you think about Austin, Texas?
I like it. It's very, at least this time of year, it's super similar to the Midwest. I feel like I'm in a park in the Midwest right now. People are droning.
Perfect.
It's nice. I like it.
That's excellent. Oh, we got a open mic starting up over there.
Same.
Some kind of...
I saw
That's
that girl in her
perfect.
overalls. I knew she was plotting something.
No, at first I was worried about our spot, but now it's starting to look fucking perfect.
Yeah, this is actually,
This is
honestly,
the
ideal
ideal
conditions.
situation.
Yeah, I like that we're surrounded by trees.
No, the
feel like
trees
we're
was what I was
guided.
worried about, but
Yeah, now
the
that we
drone
got...
saved it,
Right.
the open mic saved it,
Yeah.
and now it's the perfect vibe.
Yeah, just...
Yeah.
Right.
We just need band practice to start over there, and then we should be good.
Yeah, are we going to have to move somewhere else, do you think? Or should we just
Oof.
forget about them?
I guess we'll see.
Oh, my
fuck.
God. We're fucking screwed.
Jesus, man.
Oh, and it's Taylor Swift. Even better.
Yeah, we should... I think this is a sign. It's
Don't
definitely
even
a
tell me
sign.
they're going to start playing Taylor Swift, the Red
What are they
Album.
doing?
I mean, what does the world come to? You can't even record a podcast in a park anymore.
Yeah. What does that say about our society, honestly?
What should we do? Should we try to go somewhere
What
else?
is that whole ass area over there open? Like way
You gotta
beyond those
reserve it.
fools?
Really? No.
You get a 5 by 5 foot square of land you gotta reserve.
Damn, I took my shoes off. I don't want to put my shoes back on. Maybe you guys can pick this blanket up and carry me somewhere.
Oh, they
Like a
two
magic
overalls.
carpet.
Magic carpet.
You guys got to keep the mics to your face. Maybe that's
What's
why
up,
we
what's
need
up, what's
headphones,
up?
to be honest.
So we can hear ourselves. I have headphones. Oh, well, you can only plug one in there. Oh, you can plug a ton in there. I don't
Yeah.
have the old school ones like that, though.
You don't need them, but just keep the mic.
Dude,
Yeah.
tiring.
Yeah.
Too tiring.
It's too much effort.
This is you want to tour one day, right? This is performance, baby. You're gonna need to carry a mic on stage.
At all times. You
At
should
all
just practice.
times.
You should just practice talking in it. Like every time you talk,
Yeah.
just have a mic on you.
This is what I do. I tape my hand to a mic and I sleep with it, and I just go around the house all day holding it.
That way you get the best audio quality when it's showtime.
It's just practice.
Wow. I think
Should we move? What do you guys think?
I think we could go until
Until
it starts
they-
getting rowdy over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. What do you guys want to talk about?
I was thinking about not just sitting in silence or like sitting in silence the whole time that we were together so that we had more to talk about, because now we had to act like we weren't just hanging out for like 2 hours and talking about things. So now
we
we gotta pull some shit out. What do we got?
Yeah. I mean, well, what do you think happens when you die?
Reincarnation for sure. Oh, she's starting. She's going. It's like a whole ass like audition or
Should
something.
we go interview him?
Yeah.
All right. Should we just move?
I think interview.
What if we went down that way, or is that also too close to the street now?
Too close.
Damn.
I think
Spots
the podcast is a complete failure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm regretting this immensely. I feel very embarrassed.
could have just got an inner tube on the canoe. Just had a
The
little
canoe,
sidecar.
at least something would be happening. We'd be splashing around. We'd feel
The
we'd be
breeze.
talking.
I feel like that would work, right? What if you just strapped an inner tube to... Just one person would have to really accept that they may get dunked if things go wrong with the inner tube. But you could do it. It's like a sidecar on a motorcycle, but an inner tube next to a canoe. Same. Oh, there's shit.
Oh, you just fucked it up.
He hit. Look at the volleyball nets. He hit the volleyball net.
The volleyball.
Whose drone is that? Is it that guy's?
We'll find out in just
I think it's there. Oh,
I don't know.
What happened? I didn't see it.
I don't know. If they don't find it though, we could pick that up.
Fucking idiot. I hope it's
Scrap
broken.
it for parts.
I hope you never get to drone again.
Yeah, they're spying on us. Well,
What's going on, Mike?
What?
How you feeling? You wish we were indoors right now?
I mean, this is not gonna work. We gotta move.
So should we stop recording?
Probs.
All right.
This is too distracting. This is the danger of an outdoor podcast.
they had to come
We can't
right
get
now.
into conversation if there's shit going on.
Why?
They couldn't have scheduled it for 3 or 3:30. They really just set up so fast. They got everything.
I get into conversation all the time on my podcast.
I know, but it's harder.
What do you mean?
On my canoe podcast.
What do you mean you get into? What do you mean you get into
Mike
conversation?
said you can't get into conversation when you're outdoors because it's too distracting.
You mentioned that last time you were on it, right? You were like, "This is probably the worst for a podcast." It's so stimulating.
It's like the yeah.
I kind of like that though. I feel like when you see a lot, you can. There's a lot that comes up.
You got to practice your focus.
Well,
Don't
Yeah,
look
it's
around.
like
Look into my eyes right now. Don't look away.
yeah.
Oh, where are you going?
Are we staying here?
Yeah, we should probably leave.
I mean,
Should we? The music's gonna come back on.
It's gonna
Yeah.
come back on
They
eventually.
didn't set up for
Should
nothing.
we just start from scratch, and you can ask me how I like Austin again?
No, we're not doing that. We just don't think about the cameras and shit. Just go,
No,
we
no,
gotta go back
I
to
was
us
kidding.
just hanging out.
No, yeah.
But I think we should just walk off into the distance that way, maybe.
Yeah.
That looks like.
All
a
right,
good
let's
spot.
do it.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Ecstasy podcast.
What made you want to do ecstasy? What made you want to do ecstasy? Is it a recent thing you've been thinking about?
Man,
Get the mic up, man.
I got the drones out here still.
Just forget about him. Just look at me,
Oh my
dude.
God.
We'll be all right. We'll be all right. Hey, this is not a perfect situation. We made some decisions maybe we shouldn't have, but we're here, so let's just try to make the most of it. We'll try to do our best,
Yeah.
and if it turns to shit, we'll throw it in the can.
Right.
Yeah.
Next time I come to Austin, we'll do one. You know, whenever that is, which is to say maybe never. So no, Mikey, we're doing it right here, right now.
Mm.
And that guy, you know, it's just nice ambiance. That's all it is. Just think of it as, you know, it's like flies flying around. Oh,
You ever done ecstasy?
Uh-huh.
How was it?
It was good. Only once.
Would you recommend it?
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I was like in a good,
You're at a festival or something?
no, it was New Year's. I was just around a bunch of people, and it was fine. It was good. I was with my girlfriend, and
Oh, so that was recent. That was this last New Year's.
no, 2 New Years ago.
Oh, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But you didn't need to do it again. You did it.
No,
It's
yeah, it's
fine.
not like it's not something you even really want to do like too much,
Right.
as all things are. But yeah, it was decent.
You think it'd be good for Mikey to try?
Oh yeah.
What would you recommend for him? Go to a music festival? Go to a rave maybe?
Just
or
right here.
Just right here?
Lay right in the middle of this field, honestly.
When you think about doing ecstasy, what does it look like for you? Do you feel like?
I asked Reggie Watts on Instagram Live because he was talking about it, and then I said, "What's the ideal setting to do your first time?" And he said, "In a cabin with like no more than 4 friends, like in like a comfortable environment."
Interesting.
So like if you went on like vacation with a few friends or something, all did ecstasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because you always hear about people doing ecstasy at like festivals and at like raves and big.
Yeah.
I guess ecstasy is MDMA.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess the people who would call it MDMA would maybe be
Less likely.
less.
Yeah.
That's what you call it if you're like writing a
Or
thesis
wait.
on it.
Right.
Those type of
MDMA.
people.
Yeah. Molly is what they
Right,
like the
right,
ravers.
Yeah,
I don't know
Molly.
the difference.
yeah. If you call it Molly, you're going to a rave.
Yeah. I think there's like research on it in like therapy settings, like couple therapy or something like that. Like I don't know how it works.
They give them it at couple therapy.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't it make
That's
you
one
like
way
want
to
to
do it.
hug and like
Yeah,
cuddle
like-
and stuff?
Yeah, like empathetic emotions, like it.
I think I heard. Yeah, I don't know. People talk about just holding hands with their friends and stuff, and it's just like
Yeah.
feels good.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Feel the
shrooms
love.
too. Maybe I'm confusing.
I think it's just
I don't
less
know.
introspective. Like you get introspection from the shrooms, but like ecstasy's just like the happy, euphoric
Just good times.
part. Just good
Don't
times.
overthink it.
Right.
Just feel the vibe,
And then
baby.
you just crash at the end and want to kill yourself.
Dude, I've seen some people at music festivals who I think are on ecstasy, and it's like freaky. Like how
Oh yeah.
how happy and just like zombie like they are. They're just like
Remember that one girl at the was it the Soccer Mommy show or at Emo's?
oh yeah. Yeah, what was she doing?
She was just going up. It was like this girl that was like alone, and she was just like going up to everybody, and like she was like dancing with people's boyfriends and stuff, and and like hugging like everyone, girls, guys, and just like trying to be like everyone's best friend. It was interesting to watch.
Yeah, that's wild. On a Tuesday night, just going to the concert. Take Molly. But most people, I mean, if they're going to go to a music festival or something, they're taking something. They're not just going to. I mean, you ever been to a music festival sober? 3 days? Start to finish? You got to do something.
Not 3 days, but I've been to a music festival sober before.
That's sad. You couldn't get anything or what? Friends ditched you?
Yeah, I was stuck alone.
No, I have too. It's just, I don't know. How do you guys feel about music festivals, concerts? I like to go to a concert, see the person I want to see, spend 2 hours, and then leave. To be 10 hours of live music, it just like, it's too much for me.
Oh yeah, no. I know like the younger crowd likes to just get in there and it's all about like who can get closest, and that is just the worst type of environment. That's what causes Travis Scott-esque events. People just trying to push to the front. It like is not even enjoyable. You can't even listen to who you want to see. If you're short like me, you can't see anything anyway. It's just way more enjoyable to sit in the back, listen to it. It's like you're there. It's about the experience of being there with them, like sharing the moment with your favorite artist. It's not about like, oh, I got to see him the clearest, because, you know, 90% of the people there are not going to see him super clearly. So just sit in the back, get a little blanket, sit down, enjoy it. And like that's the way to do it, I think.
You blame the victims. You say that it was their fault that they died at Travis Scott's concert. They messed up. So
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah.
No, it's just young people got to jump in there. Didn't like a 10-year-old die because like their father brought them there or something and brought them into the mosh pit or something?
Yeah.
See, like that is
I can't
just
imagine.
stupid.
I think some other festival like set an age limit after that. I don't know, or an age
Or like
minimum. Whatever.
10 plus past this point type thing.
Yeah.
That at least should be put into effect.
But if you're 10 years old at the Travis Scott concert, I mean, how far were you gonna go in life? That was right. That's about. That lines up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
I
cut
don't
that
know.
out.
But no, yeah. The older I get, the more I appreciate space and having my own space. So if anything, like, I would see it as a luxury to sit in the back,
Oh yeah.
you know? Whereas, like, I feel like most kids are like, these losers sitting down.
No, yeah, it's about you want to prove to people that you got to the front. You got this shitty video on your phone.
They're like, look how close I am. And no one has ever been like, whoa, you're so close.
Dude, I hate touching people, getting smashed in
Oh,
like a
crazy.
sweating. Other people
Stupid.
sweat on your body.
Yeah, when I went
It's
to
nasty.
Camp Flogna, and it was like I got up to I wasn't up to the front, but we were stupid close.
Prove it. You got to prove it.
I didn't have a video because I couldn't move my arms. Honestly, when this like Travis Scott thing came out, I felt for everybody in there because I've been in a situation like that where you can't move and literally you're just moving with the crowd like a sardine.
Oh.
Oh yeah, and
gross.
I escaped. It was like an escape. Like
Yeah.
I had to plan my escape route. Like people were like begging to get out. Like people were getting crowd surfed like out of the area, and then
It's
like
crazy.
the security guards would like hold up water, and then you'd feel the crowd like push toward the water. It was so weird, and I used that to my advantage. Like once everyone pushed toward the water, I like went backwards and used that like sinkhole to get out. And then I got out, and my shirt was just drenched. Like it just came out of it was like 2 sizes bigger. It
But
was.
you feel alive after something like that. It's like
That's for sure. Yeah.
you get an adrenaline of like that's all you can think about. It's like
Well, I think that's what it's
rock
about.
climbing or
I think that's what it's about for a lot of people, like the Travis Scott fans who just go there to mosh pit. I don't think
Unload.
they just don't care about like the music. They just want the energy and the adrenaline of like getting
Yeah.
tossed around,
yeah.
letting go. So
I get it. I mean, I remember liking to go in the mosh pits and you feel the energy and it's like crazy and it's kind of scary too. But yeah, I mean, it's just too. I
not
mean, you
for
gotta
me.
trust people. People are crazy, dude. People will get angry or you stepped on my shoe or.
yeah,
It's the other thing. My shoes would be disgusting when I come out.
that's true. Yeah,
You could literally pick up your feet and still be there.
people lose their shoes, and they're just fucked. Like because you can't bend down. Like if your shoe's untied or if your shoe comes off, like you can't even bend down to put it back on. So you bye.
I go to a concert now. I want there to be a seat. I want to sit in a theater, sit down for the show.
Yeah.
I need to go to a symphony or something, a concerto.
Is
yeah, that's. Mm-hmm.
is GA usually more expensive or less expensive at a show, or are seats more expensive? Typically, I don't know enough. Because I feel like if it's cheaper to sit outside of the mosh pit, then win-win.
Yeah, but you're not as close, I guess.
But yeah, don't give a fuck.
And some of them, like, when they're playing in like arenas and stuff, the seated seats are like bad angles, kind
Yeah,
of.
it depends. I know it depends on like where you are, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of music. There's a lot of places people play that are not designed to view concerts.
yeah, I was at Pitchfork in Chicago in 2018, and Tame Impala was there, and it's just all flat ground, so it's just all open area. It's kind of
Yeah.
like Lollapalooza type thing, but much smaller. And we were just in this pocket of whatever where you couldn't hear. It was just like so quiet, and it wasn't even like we were all the way to the side. We were just like in this slice of the area, and I don't know. Like, people were chanting like "Turn it up" because it was like it was so bad. So yeah, there's gotta be a lot more that goes into like planning those things, because they can just be shitty for people, or you can die.
Yeah, festivals are a whole nother. I mean, they have a festival at this park right here. That's where ACL is.
Zilker?
Yeah. That whole where
Yeah.
we were is.
That would be perfect. I mean, yeah.
It is.
Flat,
It's pretty
nothing
cool.
Here. Where's South by Southwest? Where does that happen?
It's all over.
Oh, it's not like a venue.
No, there's a bunch of different. It's really confusing and hard to. I don't know. I guess you gotta just buy an all-access pass and then you figure out all the stuff to go to.
Yeah.
Or you hear about certain things. There's a few shows that I want to go to, but I'm gonna be out of town.
Yeah, no, I know. I just know of it. I didn't even know it was here, and it was this weekend too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
If only I would have known. There's a lot of things I could have known. Like, you had a soccer game, I would have brought my cleats. Tore shit up. It was fun though.
You guys won though, right?
They tied 2-2. It's not we.
Yeah, Trent didn't get to play.
I was a bench.
You didn't get to
warmer.
play?
No, because I didn't. Well, it was also weird. I wasn't. Even if I did have cleats, I probably wouldn't have wanted to play. It was just a weird situation. There was like a ref, and his team's like kind of weird. Where I don't know. They were like, "Well, if he doesn't have a shirt," but
Yeah,
like any league I've ever played in, it's just been like, "Oh yeah, whatever,"
Yeah.
and like
me
no one
too.
cares. So I didn't want to like
Kind of on
impose
their
myself.
side. I feel like the shirt is necessary. Like you're coming in thinking this is fucking rookie
I did have
shit.
he had a plain gray shirt that was the exact same color. It was like, if you were gonna sneak in, that's the best
That's
team
the-
color to have,
you're right.
because everybody has a gray shirt.
Yeah, gray. Now I'm back on your guys' side. I thought it was like lime green or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah, there were a lot of weird requirements. Like, I needed shin pads, and it
really?
was just too much. Yeah, I haven't worn shin pads since high school, so that was definitely off the table. I was just gonna have to hide it.
I always called them shin guards.
Shin guard, shin pad. Yeah.
Yeah, why you calling shin pads? Come on. Living in the 18th century.
My sister wears pads.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to cut that out too.
You even have a sister, so it's all good. I'll put that out there. He doesn't even have
You
a
never
sister.
know. I just heard about somebody just finding out about a sister they didn't know they had.
That's fucked up. What did
My
they?
grandma found out that she had 2 brothers and a sister that she didn't know. She just found out like a couple years ago. Because
And her parents just didn't bring it up ever.
well, she was raised by her grandma, so
Ah.
she didn't really live with her mom. So and her I guess her mom had some kids before she had her or something like that. So like a half siblings. So that's fun stuff.
My dad found like a long lost cousin that ended up living like in the town next to us. It was so weird.
How did that 23andMe?
I don't actually know. I think like through Facebook or something, they just like found each other. She was like hardcore Polish. I mean, there technically are more. I think there's more Polish people in Chicago than the capital of Poland. So I think it's probably likely that there's probably a ton of. If you're Polish, you probably have some descendants.
How'd they all end up in Chicago?
I don't know. I don't know how that happened. Just all
Interesting.
I think it's once like one place has like a sturdy like settlement of your people, it probably just brings more of them. They're like, oh, that's the place where we go.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you guys have like a Polish town or something like that, or are hot dogs from Poland? What?
There's like a lot of Eastern European like area. I know there's like Ukrainian village, and I don't know if that's too soon.
Yeah, not anymore.
But no, I'm sure there's a Polish like area too. But yeah, Polish food. A lot of Polish food in Chicago. What do you call them? I can't think of it. I'm not like ethnically Polish. I was born here. My parents were born here, but I'm like the most Polish out of anything.
It's beautiful.
I don't know any words. Dzień dobry. I don't know what that even means, but that's a word.
I'm gonna have to cut that out.
In case it meant something like really bad.
Yeah.
I think it's like thank you or good morning or something.
What do you think you would do if you found out you had a kid that you didn't know that you had? You think it's possible? You think that it's possible that you had a kid?
Definitely not possible, but
Really?
I would find it. I would go to it.
So would you take care of it?
If they wanted that, if they were like 18 and on their own, I wouldn't like force myself onto them. At that point, it's just like, hey, here's my number. Hit me up if you want anything or want to chill. Do some ecstasy. That would be nice.
You think it's possible you got a kid out there, Mike?
I feel like you have to have sex with people in order to have kids. That's just my intuition.
Yeah.
You never jacked off in a hot tub before?
Yeah, it's possible. When you're sleeping, somebody could have extracted
That's
some
true.
sperm. Yeah. Dang.
What would you do, Nico?
If I had a kid,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, dude, I don't know you, bro. I got plans, baby. It's rude for a kid to just come up on you and be like, yo. I'd be like, that's your mom's deal. That wasn't me. Wasn't me.
That wasn't me.
I mean, imagine, like, all of a sudden, like, it's one thing you have a kid now and you get 9 months to prepare and really soak that in or figure out how to deal with it or make it go away. But just a kid showing up and he's like 3 years old.
I feel like it always has to be like a one-night stand thing that you don't know about it. Like if you don't know about it, it had to be a one-night. It can't be someone that you like spent years with. Like how could you hide that? It's not even possible.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, not possible.
But you know what's crazy is, like, we're supposed to already have kids. Like the way that we're like as animals, you know. If we didn't invent all this shit, we'd have kids.
Like this is a good age, you're saying? Like this is the ripest of ages to be?
No, I mean just like all animals, you start having kids once you're able
Basically,
to.
as soon as oh yeah, that's fucked.
But
So, like 13?
Yeah,
14?
we've like made all these things so that we don't do it as much. But like our bodies are.
Yeah, our bodies are ready, but our minds aren't. Because don't your minds take what till you're like 25 for men or something? Till you're like fully developed brain.
Yeah, but
So,
that's
like,
even more reason why you probably would have kids, because you're not.
right. Well, that's what I'm saying. You should have you'd be optimally ready to go once you're fully developed everywhere.
But do other animals do that? Is their brain still developing
Yeah,
by
I
the
don't
time
know.
they start having kids?
Well,
Maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. Maybe we're not supposed to have it all figured out by the time we start parenting. Maybe we rely too much on parents.
animals also just like kill each other and like their babies get eaten and they're just like, all right, well, time to start again. So it's not the most civilized of populations in the world.
Yeah, but then so you wouldn't be as attached. Maybe if you had 20 kids, a couple die, you just keep it rolling.
Yeah, that makes me think like if you're biologically equipped to have kids at like 12, then our lifespan's like what do you think our lifespan is without like medical intervention at this?
50, 40.
I mean, actually, it's probably pretty. It depends on, like, if you get an infection or something, you're just fucked.
Right, and that would probably happen to like a lot more people younger.
Yeah.
So like if you, I don't know,
Yeah, no medicine at all.
like 70 maybe
I mean,
for a
yeah.
healthy person.
What would kill people? What saves your life now? I mean, first of all, anybody with any like
Clean water.
condition or whatever, they'd all be gone.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, my point was, say our lifespan's like, to like 70 or 80, with everything going smoothly. And then, but you can start having kids at like 12. That makes me think like you'd just be like having them all the time, like casually, just like dropping them.
I think that's what they
Well,
used
I
to
mean,
do
I guess
back
that's
then. That's what they used to do back in the day. Like Caesar had like 100 children or some shit.
I mean, it's easier
Genghis
for
Khan.
guys. Yeah, you just
Aren't
have
we all
unlimited.
isn't like a third of the world population related to Genghis Khan in some way because he just raped so many people? I think that's a fact.
I think I've heard something like that.
Yeah, I heard it was like 10%. Something like that.
Either way, that's crazy.
Yeah. Wait, how many kids do monkeys have, like in a lifespan?
That's a good question.
They live pretty long, right? I think they live till like in their 50s or something. Or maybe even
Yeah, I
older.
don't know.
There's definitely like grandparents because I've been to the zoo and they've been like, that's a grandpa.
Yeah.
So definitely multiple generations, but
They're definitely. They're more of like the nuclear family type, the monkeys.
Yeah. They wait till they're married.
Yeah, they wait till marriage.
Well, that's what it makes me think. If you started having kids at 12 to like 50, and you have a kid every year or two, and so you have like 20 kids or whatever, you're just not as close to all of it. It's just kind of like
Right.
everybody
Yeah.
just kind of goes on, and yeah, I don't know. I guess if you're in a bigger family and have a bunch of siblings, you probably don't. It's impossible to have the same connection
Yeah.
as like a only child, right? Or the amount of attention.
Yeah.
But maybe that's good in a sense.
Yeah. I see, both ways. Because you either get way less attention and you're not cared for properly, or you get way too much attention and you're like coddled, you know? Like only children. I wonder if Kanye was coddled.
What do you mean by coddled?
Like just spoiled. You think so? His mom was always telling him that everything he did was good. And that's why he's so confident now, because he thinks everything he does is good. You know?
I mean, how many kids do you want to have, Trent?
I think 3 is a good number. Two absolute minimum, because like I don't want an only child, but you know, if you have one sibling, if you have 2 and then one of your siblings is like a piece of shit and leaves the family, then you don't have like another sibling to go to. I like the dynamic of 3 siblings. It's
Yeah.
kinda like, yeah, you know, like a trio of brothers, like you. How do you like your situation? Me and Mike were talking about this yesterday. What's it like being the middle child? Because you always hear like, oh, he's the middle child, but like, what does that mean? Like, what is a characteristic of a middle child? Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah. I was just talking about with somebody how like people make stereotypes about every like the oldest, youngest, middle child, and it can like mean everything. Like you can be like, oh, you're the oldest, so that makes sense. That like people just, I feel like there's nothing that's absolutely true. But one thing that I think about is I always felt like the attention was more on my older brother because he's doing stuff before me, and my younger brother, or my younger brother because he's the baby. So I felt like I could hide a little better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I could, yeah.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
I always liked being the middle child.
What, Mikey? Say what your what the wise words from your dad.
Yeah, my dad said
Stay away
making-
from- what, sorry.
making kids is like having pancakes. or I mean, sorry, having kids is like making pancakes. Not making kids.
Making kids is like having pancakes.
Having kids is like making pancakes. Like you fuck the first one up, it's like all burnt and it's all burnt and
And then
fucked
you
up, and
figure
then
it out.
then they get more golden,
Yeah.
more golden as you go on.
Yeah. I really think there's so many factors, and sometimes the first kid, the parents are really locked into it and pay attention the most, and then by the later kids they don't give as much of a fuck, and then there's the reversed where they're bad parents at first and then they figure it out as they go on.
Yeah, that's true.
It just depends how old. I mean, if you're having a kid at 20 or if you're having your first kid at 40, there's so many factors.
Yeah. We were talking about yesterday, like how your family dynamic influences like your personality and stuff.
Yeah.
And like how much does
Like,
that play a factor?
Like having all girls or all boys or like one boy, two
yeah,
girls.
like if you're right.
There's so many factors. Like you can have one boy, two girls, but you could be the oldest and be the boy, or the youngest and be the boy. With like two older sisters or two younger sisters, that's probably different.
It all bleeds into the type of porn that you watch too. What you're into.
That's really all you need to know about personality.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm probably less comfortable with women because I didn't have sisters. Like I think you learn a little bit more about, maybe not for everyone, but you have a sister and she has her friends over and stuff and you just interact more.
Yeah.
I always felt like it was just always just boys at my house, and then my mom who's like.
And then like the other way around too, though, with brothers. Like if you have older brothers, you might be more like a social person and like have more friends naturally because
Right.
you can like interact with the guys, you know.
Yeah,
And
that's
just
true
vice
too.
versa, like with girls too. Like if you have more sisters and you're a girl, and they have a bunch of friends over, you can like interact with girls, and then when you go to school,
You
and
become a
stuff-
lady boy.
Yeah.
They start putting makeup on you and.
I was dressed up when I was a baby by my sisters.
So you have two sisters and a brother?
Yeah, so I have one like full sister with both my parents, and
One
then
real sister.
one real sister, and then a half sister and a half brother on my dad's side, and they're like 13, 14 years older than me, so much different life going on there.
Yeah.
But
I remember I had these people I knew who had like a broken family like you. No, I'm just kidding. What is a broken family? Is that what is a broken family?
I think that's
Is that a
just-
term?
Probably, but that might mean when like family members leave the family.
Yeah,
and
it's
shit.
just like all fucked up.
Just a broken family. Yeah, yeah.
They were very like defensive about their half siblings being still like
Mhm.
considered like full siblings, and it was a touchy subject.
Really?
like, try
Like
to-
they were mad that they were not considered full siblings, or they were mad.
Or
that
like
they
if
were?
somebody else was like, "Oh, it's your," they're like, "No, it's still my like brother and sister."
Oh yeah, I would say that it's like my brother and sister. But I just make that distinction because I think it's like it makes sense because since they're so much older than me, the relationship is a little different because when they were like teenagers and going through their teen stages, I was a newborn baby, so it's not like I was playing with their friends or anything. It's not like that.
Yeah.
And so then people might ask like, oh, why are they so far apart from you? And then you got to be like, oh, they're my half siblings. So I just start with that all the time. I make that distinction.
But even that has its benefits too, of you being able to look at older people and see what they're doing, and
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I saw a lot of girlfriends and boyfriends through the house
Hey.
when there were a lot of my sister's boyfriends that would like play with me when I was a
Wrestle with
kid.
you?
No, we never wrestled. We just play with toys and shit. And so I liked them for that reason. Because all my babysitters were always girls. And then when my older sister would babysit me and she'd have her boyfriend over, then I'd have like a friend almost, like an older friend.
And your sister would break up with the boyfriend. You'd be like, "But I like Kyle. Where'd he go?"
I was never old enough to like know how that works. So I was just like, they'd come and go and I'd be like, whatever, here's the next one. Yeah. It's not like, yeah.
So you guys are both the same. You guys are both little boys with older sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we were saying that like we feel like we're similar like personality wise. So like what does that have to say about that kind of dynamic?
Yeah. What happens when you have an older sister? That
Yeah, I
shaped
don't
you
know.
guys?
I don't know. I really don't even know how I could say that affected me.
I mean, yeah, I don't know either. I feel like it didn't, like.
I wouldn't say I'm like way more comfortable with girls like you're saying. Like I don't think it changed. It like affected that too much.
Yeah, I think maybe it's just the lack of brothers that, you know what I mean? Because the way we brought that up is because we were talking about our friend who is like grew up with how many brothers?
Two older brothers.
Yeah.
And then one younger sister, but yeah.
Yeah, and like I mean, it depends on the whole family, but like roughhousing with your brothers, and like his personality is very like archetypal, like prototypical like American male, like, you know, just like sports and football and roughhousing and stuff, and like like how much of that is like inherent, or how much of that was nature versus nurture kind of thing with like growing up with brothers. And then I was saying the type of girl that the type of girl that like grows up with brothers and she thinks she can like hang. She likes football. She thinks she can hang with the guys.
One of the guys. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like drinking. Like
Yeah.
Like I grew up with brothers.
Yeah, does that go the opposite way? I feel like it doesn't as much.
What do you mean?
If you're a guy who had all sisters.
I think it would be weirder than having a bunch of younger sisters, because if you're the older brother with 3 younger sisters, you're probably like super protective. But like if you have 3 older sisters and you're like the youngest boy, you like can't really be protective of them. So you just got to be like, you got to go do your own thing. I think you got to be more independent, unless you just want to hang out with girls all the time. And
I mean, what do girls even do?
They hang out and talk about things and laugh and giggle.
Yeah.
What do they do? I don't know. It depends. Like I'm thinking about
this?
like
Do they do this?
They do this without the cameras, because guys are too insecure to just sit down and have a conversation.
You gotta be all right.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm going through a lot right now, dude. Want to record a podcast? Got a lot on my mind.
No, yeah, I think guys also can't sit still, like for this long on average. Like guys are more like active and let's go.
Yeah, guys like do stuff like, right?
Mm-hmm. Girls like go to the restaurants and hang.
Girls don't do stuff.
Well, yeah,
like play sports or like. I mean, no, I don't know. I mean, they do different stuff.
But you see, even that too, it's like, yeah, there's just different people. I feel like we like to categorize so much, and there's things that happen a lot to certain groups, but you know, there's guys who don't want to do this, or who don't want to play sports.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A lot. I
think
feel like a lot of that's even changing even more over time, and becoming less. We're breaking down the gender constructs,
That's
baby.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right. Well, I think the 3 of us are definitely different from like the stereotypical male, but I do still get like my like urges. Like I like playing sports. I like all that shit. Not all that shit, but you know.
We don't fuck with that toxic masculinity shit.
I don't know.
We're woke. We're feminists.
Yeah.
We're nice guys.
That's true.
But nice guys never get ahead, do we?
It's just not fair.
I think that's just what nice guys who lose, that's what they say. And then it makes nice guys think that that's true. And
nice
so
guys
then
finish last.
Yeah, and then they say that to themselves when they like lose, and then they just believe it, and then it becomes like a culturally true thing, because all nice guys who lose because of whatever reason, just like they're like, well, that's a saying. People say that in history that nice guys finish last, so I guess that's just what I'm destined for. But you can be nice and get your way. You don't, just because you're nice doesn't mean you can't be like confident and like, you know, get what you want in that way. I'm thinking
Yeah.
about like Kanye. I don't know if he's like a super nice guy. I think he's decently nice, but that's a bad example. But like, that's what I mean. Like getting what you want. Like Kanye is very forceful and like kind of drives his way into things. But you can still be a nice person to people and like do that. Just because you like are passionate about what you want doesn't mean like you have to be an asshole to get there. Not always. But I think it's an easy way out to be an asshole to get your way. It's harder to be a nice guy and get your way, but it's possible. And I think that's maybe why the saying that nice guys finish last is a thing, because most nice guys might not get to where they want.
I think it's just the trait of assertiveness. That's like the missing part of the equation.
Is compassion
is-
another one of those, or what's like the nice trait? Is that part of that? It's the big five, right? Or the five?
I don't think that.
No, I don't think compassion is either. But like,
No, I don't think assertiveness is either, though.
Is
I
it
don't-
not? Or is it like agreeableness or something like that?
Yeah, that's the one you're thinking of.
Is that similar though? Is a more disagreeable person more assertive?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I agree. So can you be nice and assertive?
But no, yeah, but I think when they say nice guys finish last, they're just like implying like lack of assertiveness, or they're assuming that.
Right.
They're assuming that like if you're nice, you're not like assertive about like your wants or needs or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, mean people are like usually always confident.
They're just naturally asserting
Yeah.
their will. Yeah.
The worst type of people are the assholes
Yeah,
who are
it's
not
like- yeah.
assertive and they're just like mean. It makes
That's
no
me.
We
I'm
should-
just mean behind people's back. I at least have the respect to not say it to their face.
Yeah.
I spread a lot of rumors.
Don't you feel like they tell you growing up like if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. Like, that's terrible. Right?
It's terrible to say that.
To give that advice, yeah.
Say that again.
If you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say it at all. Like they say that in school, like, growing up and stuff.
Wait, why is it bad to say
Well,
that?
nice is such a general word. I think like because like it's not like you wouldn't want to tell them to like, yeah, you can say mean things,
Yeah.
but like it depends. If it's like constructive criticism, like a stern
Well-
direct stern criticism toward
You say it in
being
response to the kid who won't stop calling people fat, and fucking picking on kids. and
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's for you. That person, you don't get to say anything anymore. You're too.
Well, it's like this guy I used to know who would say like asshole, like there needs to be assholes in the world. Like we need to exist. I think I've told you about him, Mikey.
Yeah.
Like, and so like that's just his excuse for being a shitty person. Like, like no, some people like need to be told like, but that's totally different. Like,
Just playing my part in this world. Somebody's got to do it. Someone's got to be the bad guy.
it's just like, but then people attribute like being hard on people with being an asshole, and that's just not the same. Being an asshole is just like you got your own issues and you're projecting it on other people. Like it's not constructive or anything. You're just like a dick because you hate your life.
Yeah.
That's like an asshole, and that's what I don't think is necessary. Like I don't think the world needs those people.
Yeah.
You know?
You're soft.
I'm not like you could deal with it, but you can. But no, you can. You can be soft if you don't get criticism, and like you surround yourself with yes men, like we're talking about. But it doesn't mean you can't be like hard on people, But that's not being an asshole then. That's just being truthful and like telling it how it is for the betterment of the person you're telling it to.
I'm not being an asshole. You're fat. You need to lose weight. I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
I'm just stating facts.
I think if you continue with something else, not just say like, "Hey, you're fat," and keep walking. It's not like you're being constructive just by telling someone they're fat. Like they know they're fat.
Oh, I thought maybe you didn't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, have you looked at yourself lately? You're fat. I don't think that. Yeah. I don't think that's too necessary.
But well, I guess I meant that in like it encourages people to like almost like talk shit behind people's backs, like to not, yeah. Just not confront people about
right. Well,
what problems they have.
Yeah, but kids never know how to do that properly.
Yeah.
And I also think you just can't stop people from saying mean things. It's just like a human nature thing to like put people down to bring yourself up type of thing.
Yeah.
So I think that'll never change. And that's why I think the advice of just like, doing you and not giving a fuck what people say is like more important than saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. Like obviously, yeah. And I feel like that's kind of how I live, but it's more important to just be like, because you're not going to control people from being an asshole to you. Like that's going to happen to you no matter what. So you just got to like keep going. I think that's better advice to give.
I think there's like platitudes that apply to like different people. Like there's assholes and then there's like nice people, or like there's assholes and there's people with like low self-esteem or whatever. Like people like there was one I was thinking of yesterday where people are like know your worth or whatever, and they say like stand up for your, like, I guess I was thinking about it in the context of jobs, like people negotiating their salary.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was on LinkedIn and people like say stupid ass advice all the time, but like a lot of it is like trying to encourage people to like advocate for themselves better for like jobs and pay and stuff, and that's like helpful to people that are like naturally have like lower self-esteem or lower like self-worth or like don't advocate for themselves. But then like on the flip side of that, if you apply that same advice to somebody who's naturally like more aggressive, then they just become like an entitled piece of shit basically.
Yeah.
Like, so I get that's just of like the same advice can't apply to everybody.
Right.
The same general
Yeah.
life tip or whatever.
Yeah, no one knows what they're doing. Humans have no idea how to raise each other.
Yeah.
We just do like what we need. Like we tell our kids like the advice we needed, I think.
Yeah, that's the other thing, dude. People just speak from like their own experience. They don't really like consider the other person's like personality or.
Right. I'm giving my 5-year-old a personality test. As soon as he turns 5, I'm gonna know exactly what his type is.
It's also a different situation when it's workplace, but you don't want to take the same mentality into everyday relationships and stuff. Probably there's different settings where you handle yourself differently, or maybe because it's like in like a work environment or whatever, when someone hires you, like in the back of your head, this company doesn't give a fuck about me. They'll fire my ass at the drop of a quarter. And that's different when you're dealing with friends or your parents or like your girlfriend or boyfriend or I don't know. But You gotta watch out for yourself because nobody else. I mean, this world is fucking ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
There's sharks in the water. Nobody's got your back but you, so.
I feel like stand-up comedy is really good for learning that lesson. In terms of like, you know, no one's gonna just let you slide if you're not funny. Like you gotta learn the hard way.
Yeah, I guess.
You know.
What do you mean?
Well, isn't that what you were saying? Like, you gotta watch out for yourself because no one's gonna hold your hand. Like, no one's gonna hold your hand through like becoming a stand-up comedian. Like, you gotta suffer through like bombing and like people heckling you and, you know, being assholes to you in order to like perfect your performance. I think like you can't be a really good comedian unless you've bombed, right? I feel like that's like a common thing. You think there's successful comedians who've never bombed?
Probably not. But it's all relative. Bombing's relative to what people consider bombing. But
it doesn't. Yeah, but then the feeling of bombing is what's important, though. Like you have to suffer through like the feelings of bombing, whatever that is to whoever. You know?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, to get better at anything, you got to know when something's not good, or you got
You have to fail. Yeah.
You have to feel, it's got to feel bad to have stuff not be good. It's got to like whatever you're making, it's got to, mediocrity's got to feel bad for you to improve.
Mm.
Otherwise, maybe you'll settle. I don't know.
That's like the whole idea of like people saying you have to fail in order to succeed. You have to like be ready to fail because otherwise you're just gonna make something that sucks because it never had to go through like the trials of failure.
When's the last time you failed? Epic fail.
I don't know. It's a hard question.
When's the
Probably
last
a
time you
lot.
did something and you're like, fuck, I suck. Damn, I want to kill myself. I'm a worthless piece of shit.
Well, it happens all the time with like making music.
I know when that happened for you last.
It's been a while for me. It's been
At least
almost,
8 hours.
Yeah, at least 12 hours or so. Yeah.
But yeah, like if you're trying to learn how to make music, like it's always gonna suck. It's never gonna be like really good right off the
Yeah.
bat. Like it's gonna suck, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, I suck at this."
Right.
But you have to like go through that.
But at least you don't have to share it. You can just suck and you're like, I suck. But you don't get embarrassed. Unless you put it out and people say like, oh, this sucks or nobody likes it.
Right. I think that would be. Can you do that? The next time I post something, can you just comment under it and say this sucks, dick, and then I'll become better.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think that's good? Do you think it's good to have haters to motivate you and say this
Well,
sucks?
what did they say? Was that in the Kanye documentary? Like you, if you don't have haters, you didn't make it, or something like that. Like you have to have haters because, like that's just like
Yeah.
part of having a far reach of influence. Like no one's ever gonna, and you're not doing your job right if you're just people pleasing. Like you got to be polarizing in some way to like appeal to your true core followers.
Yeah. That's why I bombed last night. I mean, it was, these people just didn't get me.
They didn't.
It was too edgy, pushing the, what is it called?
Envelope.
Pushing the boundaries. Trying to, yeah, I don't know. What about you? When's the last time you failed or you were embarrassed or contemplated suicide or all that jazz?
Any of the above.
I
Job interviews are a big one. Those feel bad sometimes. You get rejected from a job. You bomb in an interview.
Yeah. I never feel like I failed. I'll
Oh God, here comes Kanye. Oh shit. I'm the best.
Well, you can fail and not feel like it's a failure because
Yeah.
it's constructive.
Right. But that's another side too. Not to cut you off, but there's people, this happens in stand-up comedy where they bomb, but they don't know, or they just don't accept it, and they're just like, yeah, that went great or whatever, and you're like, oh fuck, you're delusional. Like you need to be aware of what's going on
Right.
to get better. Otherwise, you're just gonna keep pumping out the same shit.
Exactly. Like if you didn't bomb last night and people just pity laughed their way through it, you would have went up to like a bigger, more important crowd.
But I'm saying even without the good laughs, like I did the same thing, and I just get off and go to you guys, and I'm just like, yeah, that went really well. That was awesome. Like that's what I'm saying. There's people out there that like I see it all the time.
Okay, yeah, you gotta.
And they're just like, yeah,
that's
cool,
true.
Cool. Okay, those all worked. No work to do. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna do all those again.
That's like a sociopath who like just doesn't read the room. They just
I
think
think
they
it's
killed
protective in a sense too, to like keep you from going through the work that you need to do, or to like save yourself from feeling bad.
Yeah, that's true. I think you can also have that attitude like, oh, I did well, like in order to preserve your confidence, but like deep down you know like what the reaction was and you're going to work on it and make it better. But like on the outside you got to come on, cuz you don't want to like seem weak on the outside, but you do want to like develop your art, you know? Like Kanye, nothing he ever made is bad in his mind, but I'm sure he's like wanted to improve things still.
No, and I think what early on made Kanye so great is his vulnerability and his being able to admit that he doesn't have it all figured out, or that he feels insecure, and has like that was like the subject matter of his music.
But it's like
that he struggles with things, because so many rappers were just like not willing to say that they felt sad or any of that shit going on.
Right. It's like a weird like contradiction, like that admitting that he's he's so distracting. Admitting that he's insecure is like a sign of confidence, you know?
No, but it's like but he wasn't like emo about it. Like he brought like confidence to the delivery of it. You know what I mean? Like he like
right, like it shouldn't, being insecure shouldn't make you like question your self-worth or anything. Like everybody's insecure.
Yeah, like he was just like, I think he had self-awareness that he was being like relatable and like real, and he was like so confident in that like message, like that was part of the source of his like confidence.
Yeah.
And
Nico, you want to switch spots?
I'm killing you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. It's going to change the game. Ooh, now I can see the city.
Shirtless? Should we go shirtless?
You start.
what were you saying about Kanye though?
I just
Sorry.
No, I just mentioned that like admitting that he's insecure is like a sign of confidence, and we were talking about that.
Yeah. I guess I was gonna draw the parallel to like straight up being like emo. You know what I mean? Like
Kid Cudi?
I get that's like more toward, but like I don't know. I don't like Lil Peep or something, or that whole generation of rappers. It's just like they don't bring any like optimism to the table.
No, yeah.
They it's like, okay, you're just gonna like sit in your self-pity.
I guess it depends on your.
I'll be right back.
It depends on your goals about it though, because like maybe in that sense, like the depressing music is more of like they're just using music as a form of expression, and it's not about like spreading a positive message.
Yeah,
it's more about just like getting out your feelings.
Yeah. That.
But yeah, no, I agree with you though.
That too, but
when-
it depends how much you do that.
Yeah, if you use it as like your brand and like
If that's your whole entire like
Yeah.
identity,
Yeah.
like
right. Exactly. And that was totally I think that was probably the identity there. I haven't listened to Lil Peep very much,
don't
but
really
I
know.
think I'm sure
Yeah.
he had some positive things to say. Maybe. Maybe not. How was that?
Grayson.
Good to get your knees up.
Yeah.
And-
What did I miss?
Oh, you're talking about Lil Peep and how, like it's different if you are emotional. Like you don't have to have like a positive message all the time because sometimes people use music as just like a raw form of expression, whatever they're feeling. If it's like super depressing, it's not about like, like Edge of the Earth, Kid Cudi. That's not like supposed to uplift people. It's like, yo, I'm super depressed.
yeah, but we were saying that it depends how to the extent of that. Like if that's your whole brand and identity, then
Right.
that's different than just like a few songs where it's
Right.
like
I agree.
you're straight up sad.
Yeah. Like if you make your whole thing, like you get famous off a few sad emo songs, and so then all of a sudden you're like, all right, I'm the emo guy now.
Yeah.
Well, then it's not genuine.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
what people want to, what I relate to, see, this is what I get turned off from is people who sit in it and who find
Yeah.
comfort in it and who they don't want to get better or be happy. Like you
Yeah.
still have to have the side of you who's like, yeah, I'm sad, but I'm trying to be happy.
Yeah.
That's like,
Because, yeah, it could go the other way, too. Like, you can be, like, the positive rapper or whatever, and you might be afraid to step out into, like, and be vulnerable about
Yeah.
negative shit.
Like actually, you guys know Raphael Sadiq?
Yeah.
I remember reading an interview with him a long time ago. Like he was saying, like somebody in his family had like passed away and stuff, and he was going through all this grief. But he's like, yeah, but I just try to keep the music. You'll never hear that in any of the music. Like I just keep it all like positive. But I think that's the other side of being ingenuine. Is like you're really not gonna let any of that vulnerability get into like your art.
Right. As long as, it'd be better. You can want to keep it positive, all your music positive, but then don't, like, make music and make it positive when you're not feeling just, like, take a little hiatus,
Yeah.
Like, don't be,
Yeah.
like, super depressed and make a happy song. 'Cause
Yeah.
You just want to, that's what you're about.
I feel like it's an old mentality.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
people can still have it, but like that, it used to be like celebrities and artists would cover that shit up, and people didn't want to hear. But now, like they want to know everything about an artist. They want the real you, everything. They
Right.
want
That's
to know
true.
all the time.
Because people are complex. Like, everybody's got both
Yeah.
sides, so everyone wants to hear.
But Raphael
everything.
Sadiq should have been in the 50s or something like that, and he could have just
He would have killed it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I don't think he would have. I don't think he would have done very well in the 50s. But after that,
Yeah. I mean, it's gone so far that it's almost like it's weird when things flip. Like in
Yeah.
the past, you find something out about a celebrity really didn't want people to know that they struggle with depression or something.
yeah.
But now it's like that's what makes people shine
Yeah.
and have fans is that they are depressed.
Yeah.
yeah.
They relate, like it's flipped on its head.
Right.
Like that'll be the cover of like some People magazine or something, like I'm depressed or something.
It's a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think just as long as it's real, that's all it has to be. And you could easily hear that, like in music. I think it's easy to tell if someone's genuine. Like Tyler the Creator, I think is one of the best examples of just like pure vulnerability.
Yeah.
And just making music however you feel,
He's interesting though because I feel like he doesn't like something like Igor is like very sad, like breakup, kind of depressed vibes with a lot of personal whatever. but I feel like that never comes across in like interviews and stuff. Like he always makes it seem like he's loves life and he's super happy and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that's his outlet. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he's vulnerable. I mean, he is to an extent, but he's not transparent about stuff, that's for sure. Like, it took him that long to come out of the closet, and then he still doesn't really talk about it.
I kind of love how did he actually like ever come out and say like I'm gay? No, but I kind of like that though, because I think he intentionally did that because he just wanted it to be like it's not about that, you know?
Yeah,
like,
I get
sure,
that.
you can guess about my sexuality all you want, but like I'm not gonna give it to you because that's not what my art is about.
So but you can still admit it and say it's
Yeah,
admit it. It's just, to me, it still feels like he's covering something up. Like he's definitely not being fully transparent about himself, which is like, yeah, it's fine.
Maybe he's bi. I think probably that is the case. Well, because he's very transparent in terms of like saying gay shit in songs.
Yeah.
Like, every album now has something about white boys.
I don't know. There is also something cool that I respect about artists who like Frank Ocean, who just drop shit and then disappear. Even Kendrick doesn't. He kind of disappears and is not like, Drake on Instagram.
Which is cool to me. Yeah, I like that too, because it's like he's not feeling it right now. Like maybe some people do drop albums every other year, like Tyler, but like that's just their work ethic and that's like what their life is about. Like some people, like Frank Ocean drop an album and they don't. It's just not flowing.
I feel like that's what I would do. I'm always surprised that. I mean, I just feel like if you were rich, famous, and could just make art, like, how are you gonna be tweeting every day? Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. I think he did it great. Like, get your money and chill, travel. I feel like that's what Frank Ocean's got his like jewelry thing now, but for like several years after Blonde, he was just traveling. It looked like you'd see him in like Italy and stuff. Just that's what I would do. Lay low. Why do you even want to be famous? Like, I don't think I'd even want to be famous.
I think it's just addictive. Attention is addictive.
Yeah.
You want to know what people are thinking about you. You don't want to lose fans. You want to remind people constantly, get content out, push it out.
That's the problem with being famous too young, because you don't learn like the lessons of like individuality and being comfortable with yourself.
That's why I'm not famous. I just feel like I should enjoy.
Yeah. Same. Yeah.
Maybe when I'm 40 is when I'll finally put myself out there.
Yeah.
And really
start marketing yourself. Go pre-save my album. Who pre-saves albums? Like, is that something any of you do?
Yeah, that's the stupidest shit. It's embarrassing when someone says pre-save my album or whatever.
I think Kilo Quiche just said that. We love her though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buzzkill. All right, get all the boy talk that we need to. All the locker room talk you guys need. Get it out.
All right, balls. Now it's your turn. I'll go for you. Penis.
Okay.
What's your where are you at with music right now? You have plans? Are you working on music?
Not like
consistently?
Not consistently. It's very much just like I want to get to a place. The last few months have been kind of crazy with like trying to dedicate a good amount of time. I just have the very loose plan of making an album one day. I set the time limit for before I'm 30. So
30.
Very generous there.
Oh my god. No, dude. That's way too far, dude.
I didn't know that either.
Well, that's just loose. I do want to work on it, but I'm not going to like wait till I'm 29.
You mean like a full on like album? Like
yeah,
I hope you mean like a full on then like
an album. Yeah.
Like not like self-produced like
not self-produced.
Well, not
that's
not,
all.
No,
Awkward.
I
hope it's not self-produced.
I mean that you all do it all yourself. Do you mean like a full-on like studio album, What do you mean, like just like a?
Like a body of work, like a whole ass album that I mixed. And
Yeah, that you mixed and that, because you can do that and come on, sooner than 30.
I think I can too. That was a bad time limit. I do want to do it sooner than later, but I've also been saying I wanted to make an album since I was 21. I'm 25 now. It's just hard to. I can't force myself to sit down and like get inspiration. You just have to get inspiration, and I think I make my best shit when I just go there and feel something enough to do it. I can't like plan like, all right, I've tried to do this like 2 hours a day or 1 hour a day. I'm gonna sit down and like edit shit, which there's a lot of like work part of it, and there's also like the creative aspect of it. Like the creative aspect, I got that covered. Like I can do that, but then the technical ability of like mixing and shit, that's hard to do after a full-time job. You sit down after work and then you got to basically work again. But that's my problem. That's a lot of people do that. I just don't.
You just got to do it, man. Just shut
I
up
know.
and do it.
There's just so much other shit too. There's just like, it's not the number one thing I want to do.
Trying to start a family? What are you trying to do?
Well, I mean, yeah, I have a girlfriend, so I put a lot of time into that.
Not to brag.
Not to brag or anything, but yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't. I think putting pressure on myself, I could use a little more pressure, but putting too much pressure on myself to like pump something out, it's not gonna come out very true and genuine if I do that. So I'm just kind of being very lenient with it. I'm cool with just releasing a couple songs when I finish them right now, but once I put together like, because I don't even have like right now an idea for like a cohesive album, so like when
the tracks, I'll put it together into an album and I'll release it.
if they sound like good together, like I have so many songs that are just all over the place that would not fit. It'd be like a Life of Pablo situation.
That's if you made Life of Pablo, I feel like you'd be on a good track.
Pretty
dude.
good.
You get to tour stadiums. Sounds like a deal to me, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cherry Bomb's pretty sporadic, but it all fit. It's united by the fact that it's you.
Right.
So
Right. I also that's a good point, because I also don't want to get caught up in like perfectionism, and because then nothing's gonna come out ever.
Yeah.
You gotta sometimes just put it out.
Put it out and then on to the next.
Yeah, but I just want it to feel complete. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just complete, whatever that means.
Yeah, but I feel like you have enough tracks started that you just put in the manpower and get it done.
Yeah.
Get her done.
Well, I'm glad that I'm working from home now, because I'll be like just sitting at my computer. It's once you're like in the seat, it's easier to work on things, but like putting yourself there is hard when you have like other things to do. You're going to work, you're tired, and
Girlfriend gets in the way.
You gotta push her to the side. I'm sure you can relate. But no, yeah, I don't know. But once I'm there, I'm hoping I can have like some good time to just like focus on mixing songs, and because there's so many other things. The other downside of waiting too long between making songs is like the songs you made are like no longer true to you. Like you've grown up and now it's like,
That's why you just gotta put it out when it is.
Yeah.
And move on.
But
That
yeah.
should, like, give you more reason to not spend too much time on shit. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel that way right now.
You have a lot of stuff that
Yeah,
is
and then it's just not even
outdated,
relevant
kinda.
anymore.
Yeah.
And then
the songs I put out recently, the first ones I put on Spotify are like I made that one song 4 years ago, and so it's all like sad and depressing, and like I don't even feel that way about it anymore. So it's like part of me like almost didn't even want to put it out, because like I didn't want to seem like a sad boy.
yeah, that's why you gotta. So
I know, that's why I gotta just do it. I could have done that a long time ago.
yeah,
Those 2 songs I've had done for like a really long time, but
yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like I just have a bunch of unfinished stuff, And then I have finished stuff that I should have released like 2 years ago.
Arizona Dreams.
Yeah.
Me and Mikey have a joint
Oh, yeah,
album
we have a
coming
joint
out.
project that we're working on. Our goal is to get it done by the time we're 40. If we're looking at a realistic time frame here, we should have that out by in 20 or so years.
Yeah, give or take 5 or 10 years.
Yeah, I have another project, but I'll probably wait till I'm like 80.
Yeah, you just never know.
Well, I got an album coming out this summer.
No, you
Really?
don't. Do you really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Damn, so you just got that work ethic then.
No, I don't, but I'm gonna find it.
You've started it though?
Yeah.
That's good.
I have like a bunch of. I have probably all the songs started that I want, and I just need to finish them.
I want to start producing for other people. Like either.
Me too.
Do you want to make an album for Grayson? She's trying to.
Yeah.
Does that just mean you make it and I just sing?
Yeah,
Is
like.
that it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It can
that's
go
what
a variety of ways, but yeah.
It's like what Billie Eilish does. She doesn't make her beats.
Yeah.
I want to be like Olivia Rodrigo. You just hit me in the face.
I know. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
If you want to talk, grab the mic. Sorry, I hit you in the face.
Yeah, me too.
You want to hold it?
Because a lot of times I'm like, this doesn't sound good. I don't have Drake's voice.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Auto-tune, baby.
Well, yeah. Trust me, I know what auto tune
Dude,
is.
you-
I'll be on that shit.
Your voice sounds beautiful on all the tracks that you've
Wow.
made.
Thank you. Well, I think it works for.
It's never an excuse to have a bad voice. How many
Well, I
artists-
think there's
Bob
certain.
Dylan has a bad voice.
But I don't know. I want to make songs that sound good with my voice. There's certain songs that it just won't work.
You just got to figure it out.
I can't have like a hard
Tyler the Creator has a bad
DMX
voice.
voice or DMX type beat and then sound like me, you know.
You got to do some. You got to tap into your Polish roots. What's that? Is it called polka music?
Polka. I don't know if that's strictly Polish, but yeah, that's some Eastern European shit. My dad used to play the accordion, so maybe I could get that in there.
Yeah.
Harmonica.
Yeah.
So
It's
I don't know.
still, it's still great to make art, even if you don't finish it. It's a good thing to do for your mind.
Yeah, that's how I started. I just did it because it sounded cool to me, and all the songs were for me. I'd send like some to Mikey. Like for the first year of me making like beats and stuff, I would just send it to Mikey and some friends, and that's like it. And I was cool with that. But yeah, it's all about like creative outlet, and that's why I survived quarantine. I didn't go crazy because I have enough going on in my head, and I can,
Were you pumping a lot of stuff out?
At
COVID?
first, but then I moved back to Chicago, and I left all my shit in LA, so I didn't work on music for like pretty much 8 months,
Yeah.
which was fine though, because I was doing other things and just living life.
When was your last day of work?
Like recently,
Yeah.
when I quit, the 25th of February.
So you've had like 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Did you get any time to work on music?
No, because I went on a road trip the
Oh,
first
yeah.
week, and then I had 2 days and then came here.
Damn,
So
you should have taken like 3 months off.
I don't know if my job would have liked that. but, I wish I could have taken
Can
3
I
months
start
off.
in like August? They're like, all right, everything
August.
sounds great. When are you thinking of starting?
2023, around there.
You should have taken like a year off.
I don't think my bank account would have liked that either, though.
Just live in a tent.
Credit card,
Yeah.
like we were saying. I learned something new today. Power of credit card.
Yeah, it's just a piece of plastic that just gives you free shit.
It's amazing.
Does it ever sound appealing to you guys? Obviously, you don't do it, so you're not doing it. But any part of you sound appealing to just like live in a van and work on
Yeah.
art?
Yeah, I
had a whole
wanted
plan.
to do that for like
Really?
a long time. When like van life became like a popular thing,
Pre-Gabby Petito?
pre-Gabby Petito. The plan kind of got pushed back before the Gabby Petito thing, but yeah, me and my girlfriend were gonna like take 6 months to like a year, but then the time it went to 6 months to like 3 months, and then it was like let's try it for like a month or 2 months. But
Because
then
of
we
you
all,
or her? She was like not
no,
feeling as
but
much?
it just wasn't gonna work. Like we needed to save up a ton of money first, so like there's only so much. We can only do it at a certain time in the future. Like I can't just do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And at that time there was like a microchip shortage, which apparently was making just vehicles in general way more expensive.
Oh, yeah.
That might still be going on. I don't know. But yeah, you couldn't find anything that didn't have like 200,000 miles on it for less than like $20K. So that would just be a lot to drop on. But yeah, I do want to do that one day if I can. But who knows? At that point, maybe I'll just want to get a house and settle, and just have like the van for trips. I do want a van. I think that's dope. I want to go to all the national parks. I want to do all that.
Yeah.
Have
Can
a
I
little-
come?
Yeah, of course you can. When you guys went on that road trip, I was so jealous. I was like, damn, that's exactly what I want to do, is drive across the country in
Yeah.
an
I would have been
RV.
jealous
The
if
grass
once
is
you got
greener.
in.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You've been in for about 10 minutes.
Well,
and
you
then,
guys got like a shitty van off Craigslist or something, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Or he swindled you. You got swindled.
Yeah, but even... So, yeah, that made it like exponentially worse. But even if we had a great RV, there still would have been some...
How come? Why was it
too many alphas in the group. No, I don't know.
a different?
Just different visions of the trip.
Yeah, different vision. Dude, it's really hard to get even just 5 people. It's just hard to... The more people you got going, it's just hard to operate.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well,
Everybody's got a different idea.
Yeah.
well, what? Yeah, like what do you guys want to do? Like, I don't know. Some people want to just go to restaurants and like see places that way. Some people want to like hike, which I don't think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some people just didn't want to be there, probably. Like, I felt like it was my idea, and I had to like convince people to do it, which is not the approach that you want to
Ever
Yeah.
do when it comes to like a
something
trip
like that. Like, yeah. You need people
that are on board.
who are gung ho and all have the same idea, I guess.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but the idea was we were figuring everything out as we went.
Right.
Where we were gonna go next. Everything was not
Yeah, we should have
secure.
planned a lot more, and like choosing where we were gonna sleep, like while we were getting somewhere, like trying to book like RV
Oh, yeah.
spots. Like it was
Oh,
stressful.
yeah.
Like none of us were good planners at all.
Yeah.
It was tough too, cause like
But I don't regret doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Looking back,
I know I look back with like nostalgia about it.
Really.
do you?
Like
Certain things, yeah. I remember the good stuff the most. And you look at pictures, and it's all positive pictures.
Yeah.
It's not water coming
Yeah,
through
like
the roof.
places, the random cities we got to go to that most people haven't.
Yeah. That was cool. Yeah.
I've never been Upper Peninsula before, so you guys beat me there.
That was the best part.
Really?
But we just could have done it all. Like, we could have, knowing now, it was a good experience because we learned a lot. We could have flown somewhere, rented a car, or got a, I don't know. It was still worth doing, I guess, but we wouldn't do the same thing again. We'd do it differently.
But it was a good time to go to with like COVID and
Yeah.
yeah,
us wanting to like get out.
the timing was good. And then I remember I brought it up to like my dad, and he's like, "Oh, you should do it for sure, because that might be like the only time you get to do it or whatever."
Mhm.
It was also like, yeah, if you take those 2 weeks that we were on the road and replaced it with what you would have done instead, it would have just been nothing. Like that created memories that otherwise we would have just not, 2 more weeks at your parents' house what are you gonna remember from that?
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So
Just gotta do things
But-
sometimes.
Yeah. Literally got to do things though. Like. Yeah.
yeah, you got to get out of your comfort zone and do stuff you haven't done before.
Yeah.
That makes life memorable.
Yeah. I don't think it's necessarily about like what you're doing or where you're going, but like just being in a position that you're not normally in, which is like in an RV going across the country. Like just breathing in that environment is memorable.
Yeah.
You get like a vibe from it. Like
Yeah. It's a
nostalgia.
vibe. It's the whole like. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's good for you to be in new places, make new decisions, figure out new problems, even if they're bad. I feel like it makes it makes if you just sit at home, you get depressed because you're like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
But you don't have as much. I mean, I guess we were probably all still a little depressed, but
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know, it's different.
It's like an escape room for life.
Yeah, yeah. It's like being in the military, you know. You just know what you just gotta. The mission is upon us. We gotta keep on marching.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny though. Like the the place that we're at as humans, like we have to like make problems for ourselves to like keep
Yeah, you got it.
entertained. Like
Because life's too easy.
yeah, life's too easy.
You know, I mean that's even what exercise is. Like
Yeah.
before we built all this shit, you didn't need to consciously think about exercising because you were hunting down a
Yeah.
bear.
You were just healthy from
Yeah,
survival.
it was just like breathing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That is the existential crisis.
Yeah.
We are all in.
Mm. Yeah, I'm thinking about moving into the woods.
Sounds great. I'll join you.
I literally think every
Can you grab the mic from me when you want?
every guy has a dream to live alone in the woods. Like, maybe not Mike.
I used to.
What changed?
I thought about it more.
Our RV trip changed minds?
I put some thought into it.
Well,
That's all that happened. That's
like
all that
Wald,
changed.
like you guys read Walden, or heard of it?
We
No.
read Walden, of course.
I
I wrote 3 papers.
read the
on it.
Spark Notes in high school and said I read it,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's like that's like a common fantasy. I feel like to get away from everything and be self-reliant in the woods.
I feel like it could just clear your head. Like, I feel like if I dropped everything, moved into the woods, or was like camping, like you would think you would come back to society knowing what steps you need to take more, I think, or how you can,
Yeah,
like being on a deserted island for a while, like you'd have even if you decided to come back, you would have a better, it's like a reboot or something like that.
yeah.
That's how it seems like in my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like taking mushrooms or something.
Yeah.
Think about what's really important.
I just saw something today online of this company called Mudwater. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the company. It's like that
I always get
chai
advertisements for
company.
that.
Yeah, and it was them posting about how they encourage their employees to like microdose.
Really?
Because it like makes they were saying that it like makes them think of new ideas and how they think it's good. I thought that was interesting. I was like, I've never seen any company
Right.
say something like that.
I agree, but I don't know if I was the head of a company if I would ever encourage that.
Like the company's providing it for their.
Are they? They're
No, I don't know.
Under the table, maybe.
I don't know.
What do you guys think about this idea? I was reading an article about like why, like first of all, why is like 8-hour workday, is that like the standard? Because apparently it used to be like a 12 or like 15-hour workday, and then labor unions or whatever were like, we need to, like people had to fight to get like 8 hours, but then I was like reading about like what's the actual productivity of people in like a 8-hour time frame, and it's more like 5 hours or something of like actual productivity. But anyways, I was thinking about like, why is it like 8 to 5 or 9 to 5? Like, why is that like the standard hours? Because I hate waking up early.
Because it's like your most productive hours, right? Like you're the most fresh. Like you don't want to work at night because then you're like
Right.
ready for bed and
Yeah.
you're like not productive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like breakfast time to dinner time, pretty much. Sunrise to sunset.
Yeah. Like apparently your circadian rhythm gets earlier the older you get. So like older, so that's more of like an older people's, like an executives like who's like in their 60s or 50s or something, will be more just naturally their body will wake up at like 6 a.m. or something. But anyway, the article I was reading was making the case that like it should be like staggered or something by age. Like younger people should go in at like 10 a.m. They said it would be like 10 to, what would that be, like 10 to 7 or something.
Yeah.
I would
It
be
just
down.
sounds depressing to leave the office at 7
Yeah,
when it's dark.
that's true.
But
But yeah.
What about, I heard if you reduce I know this doesn't go along with being more productive only for 6 hours or whatever, or 5 hours, but what if you did like a 4-day week with like 10-hour days or something like that, or like I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
I'd rather have more days off than work more for more days for less hours.
Right.
what about like 2 20-hour days?
Nurses do
That's what nurses do.
nurses do like 3 12-hour
Or
days,
firefighters.
and that sounds great.
Yeah.
Except you're a nurse. That's the only thing that sucks about that. But exactly.
That's what they have to do.
Exactly.
That's the most common sign you hear when you're a nurse. Oh shit.
Stinky job. Dirty jobs.
That was like a show, right?
Yeah. They should have had a nurse on there at least at some point.
I'm sure they had something medical at one point.
I have to pee so bad.
Kind of same.
Should we wrap up the podcast?
I'm down. I gotta go. Not anytime soon, but I don't know.
Is there anything else we should have talked about?
Probably.
There's always stuff to talk about. Like the fact that this drone has not run out of battery in like 2 hours.
It's very loud.
That thing's been flying around since we got here.
Really?
Yeah.
Has he stopped it right above you guys?
One time it went and then it just sounded like it was above us.
How's your day going, Grayson?
It's good. I literally walked like 1.5 miles over there trying to find you guys.
I saw your text.
It's okay.
Sorry.
I should have known that you guys were podcasting, so you wouldn't see my text. But pretty good. Went on a run. Set up for pop-up sale. Watched half of a movie.
How was South by Southwest? How's it going?
Well, the event that we're doing did well, but 6th Street. I drove through 6th Street, and they were like closing everything and prepping for a bunch of events. It seems like there's events just everywhere. I don't know. Did you notice that? Did you guys drive through the city and see?
I didn't notice that when I walked there 2 days ago.
Might just be today or yesterday that they're setting up.
Yeah.
I think today's the first day, technically.
Yeah, I kind of wish we weren't going to Colorado. I mean, I'm happy to be going, but I wish I would have liked to be here for South by Southwest.
There's this event that Cheetos is having. I don't know if you follow Cheetos on Instagram, but they're having a
There's no way you follow Cheetos on Instagram. Do you really?
No, but I saw this. They're having a hands-free event where a play on when you eat Cheetos, how you have Cheeto hands, so you can't touch anything, so it's like a touchless event or something.
Nice.
Definitely not going to that.
Yo, I'm having the same situation that I had earlier with.
What?
There's a ton of trees over there. Just run over
You already
there.
pee outside during the podcast?
No, but after Kirby Lane this morning.
You always pee outside of. Didn't you pee outside of Kirby Lane last time we went? I feel like you did. Or maybe over here. No, it was on Halloween.
Oh,
I
so
had
this,
to go back inside Kirby Lane.
just go to the trees over there.
I think that's the bathroom.
Or you could do that. I'd probably just do that. When I'm at the beach, sometimes I just dig a hole and bury it. Yeah.
Number one? Number two?
Yeah, number one. No, number two, forget about it. That's got to be done before you go to the beach, or else
Dig
you're
a
screwed.
hole.
Yeah, like right next to the blanket, and then you kind of like, if people are around, you just kind of act like you're laying on your stomach, like
Whoa.
in the hole, and then you just do it.
Whoa.
No one knows.
Really?
I have
Yeah.
never heard that in my life.
That's awesome, dude.
Life
You could do
hack.
How
the
did
same
you-
for the other way.
How'd you discover
could.
that?
Uh,
You've been doing that since
you
you,
know,
were a child?
necessity. I just really had to pee, and there was not a bathroom.
Why wouldn't you just go in the water?
'Cause I wasn't like. Sometimes you just don't want to go in the water.
You get
You know?
sand all over your wee wee?
No, if you dig the hole deep enough.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but for you, that's a deep hole. Dig halfway to China.
Yeah, so it's labor intensive, but for me, but
That's the wildest thing I've heard in a while.
That's cool. Can you demonstrate? Can you dig a hole? I want to see this.
I can't do it here. I would totally do it though if we had a shovel.
Yeah.
Mikey, I'm gonna follow your footsteps and do the same thing.
Dude, watch that guy over there. I think he's making a bomb.
That's the drone guy.
Doing the drone.
Yeah, he's the drone
Oh,
guy.
he's doing the drone guy.
Yeah, I've been
Should we
watching
wrap
him.
up the podcast then, do you think?
How long have you guys been doing it?
2 hours.
That seems
I
pretty
mean, not
sufficient.
2 hours, but
This is probably one for the trash can, I would have to say.
yeah. What do you think went wrong?
Nothing went wrong.
You're in front of the camera.
Oh.
It's just gonna be your face.
Yeah, there you go.
Nothing went wrong. I wouldn't watch this if I was not me.
Why?
Why?
What do you like to hear on a podcast? What makes a good podcast? And what do you, like? How can we, even if this is one for the can, how can we do better next time?
Be funnier.
Be funnier.
Be more entertaining. I think you either watch a podcast to learn something or to be entertained.
Yeah. And we're not going to be able to teach anybody anything.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crossed out.
Right.
Yeah, what kind of funny things could we talk about, do you feel like? I mean, bathroom business, that's always funny. How was the porta potty?
It's actually pretty clean.
Yeah. What else is funny? What do people like? People tripping.
I think
Something
just
else
have to tell
funny.
Stories. That's always good.
Tell stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, like younger stories when you got embarrassed. Did you ever get embarrassed or your feelings hurt? Did you ever get in a fight? You ever been in a fight?
No.
You ever been close?
I guess. Remember that guy at the what'd you call it?
Mexican restaurant? When we were watching football? Back
Oh, that was crazy.
Oh, yeah, that was
Oh,
crazy.
you almost got into a fight.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Mike told me outside of the Lucky Duck.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was weird.
That was weird. But you know what I was thinking about when I thought we were maybe getting in a fight was, remember when we went to the river or whatever and that guy had a dog?
Oh,
And I was
that
like
too.
almost there. And he was like, shut the fuck up or something like that.
That was
That was
weird.
scary.
That was weird.
He thought you were making fun of his dog.
Yeah, I think
You
I
said
kind of
'cause it
semi
slow,
was.
Right? Was it slow? Is that why?
All I said, they were like walking up the hill, and I was like, almost there.
He
Yeah,
was
most
a bigger
people would be
guy.
like, haha.
I know.
But his
you
dog
never know
was
if you're
fat.
Gonna catch someone
It
on
was
the
the weirdest
back.
looking dog. It was like
Okay.
a fat dog. But no, I mean, animals are like people's kids sometimes. They don't want you. They take it personal. So I was like,
I mean, I thought it was weird.
but yeah, I don't even know why. It just slipped out of me, I guess. I don't know what. I didn't even think twice about it, and then it just. Yeah. You ever been in a fight?
No,
Anybody ever wanted to beat you up?
I don't think so. Besides my sister.
You probably fought all your siblings growing up, right?
Me and Gabrielle would physically fight, but I don't think my other siblings.
I mean, look at Trent, dude. This guy's goofy as hell. Look at him.
He has like a new style, I think, from the last.
I think this podcast should just be everybody, like, we all take turns leaving, and then we
Oh,
talk
that'd
shit
be
about
great.
them.
That would be entertaining.
Yeah.
So I mean, the
Quick,
whole
before
1.5
you get to it.
hours before I got here, just talking.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
I don't think there's really too much of a platform for like genuine conversation on a podcast because you're worried about what other people will think.
You just gotta let that go, man.
You don't though, because
What? Let's just get into
we
it.
couldn't have talked about any of the stuff we were talking about at breakfast.
What did we talk about at breakfast?
Yeah, I don't remember. What were we talking about at breakfast, Mike?
I really don't remember. Like, bring it up without saying it fully, and then I'll say it.
Something about double
Was it
standards.
racist?
I mean, or it's just like you're having a piece of a conversation that people don't like. We were talking a lot about the Kanye documentary.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's why. I think you just have a conversation and try to forget about it, and then when I go back and edit, if I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just take out shit. You know?
Or have you ever just done like a big beep when people are talking over about some shit instead of just cutting it out? It's just like, yeah, and then
I don't
for
know
like,
if I ever did that. I usually just try to, because I have two cameras, I can just cut it and try to make it seem like that it's not a cutout. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, okay. But then like you never hear like the little glitch, like between sounds.
I'm sure you do if you paid attention.
I've never.
But there's,
Yeah.
I mean, I cut out stuff all the time. There's stuff when I'm editing back and I'm like, yeah, don't need that out there. I'll ask Grayson and I'll be like, was this bad? And she's like, yeah,
I remember
I'm breaking up with you.
You cut that out.
Does that make me the executive producer? Because everything goes through me, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, what is this?
That's where we started originally.
They were singing. Someone was singing "Bitty Bitty Bum Bum."
Yeah, I heard that when we started.
What were they singing?
I don't know what it's called. Bitty Bitty Bum Bum.
I don't know what that is, but I heard that when we were over there. Someone was singing that. But yeah, we started there, and as soon as we sat down, set up, and started, this whole group of people just set up right there and brought large speakers. So then we were pushed away.
So we established that this podcast, I guess, wasn't good. News to me.
He said that?
Yeah, I guess
thought
so.
it was all right.
No, like, yeah, this is live streaming and the fans are not happy.
Oh, they.
No.
Yeah.
But how do you think we could have made it better? What do you think we went wrong?
I don't think we went wrong.
You think it was good?
Oh, it was good.
Yeah, me too.
You didn't. You just wanted to talk about more or something, or what? That you couldn't.
There's something Mike wanted to say to us, but he couldn't say it because he's embarrassed.
No, I just feel like you can't.
I think you can. I mean, you just can't. I mean, it depends on what you're talking about. I think it's always in your mind that other people are listening, but it shouldn't like change what you're saying necessarily. Like I feel like I was just talking most of the time. I don't think I was like dodging anything by being here. I mean, obviously, start talking about like
Critical race theory.
yeah, or something, crazy shit that people have very strong opinions about. Maybe you just avoid those, but other than that, you can have a normal conversation otherwise.
Yeah, I guess I just like dicey topics.
I guess so.
Yeah, give us a dicey topic.
Yeah, I'll shoot the shit.
No, I didn't have one in mind. I'm just saying.
We just cut out all Mikey's parts. Just blur out Mikey and just skip every time he talks.
Oh yeah, let's talk about how you got pissed on, or
This time.
not pissed on.
I must have missed that.
I don't know why I
Shit on my
said
balls?
pissed on. Yesterday was just your worst day ever.
Oh yeah, that was a bad day. A kid was just being naughty in class. I had to call the office. Another kid called me a faggot. And then I was leaving school, and my shoe got stuck in the mud. And then nothing.
It was just in class.
Yeah.
I would cry every day if I was a sub.
Yeah. I mean, they don't really hurt my feelings too much. I just get a headache from the noise. Like, I just want everything to be quiet.
That's just
Kids
like
are so loud.
that'll
It's
never
just-
happen for a sub though. Cause just remember when you were a kid and it was a sub, everyone was like, "Yeah, we can fuck around now." Like, it's just like
Happens
you gotta
sometime.
expect that.
If you get like 11th or 12th grade, people know how to chill and they're more conscious of how they're acting. But like 9th grade and below, you just still got that kid energy, and the volume is always on 11. And
Yeah,
you're just a fucking dork.
it's gotta be like a Monday. Everyone, all the kids are sad. They're back in school. Friday's the worst day to be a sub.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can substitute teach forever. I think I gotta figure something else out. Need to be with adults. I can't be hanging out with kids. Too old for that shit. Time to grow up, be a man. Sell something. Be I don't know. Start an MLM or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something. You ever get into multi-level marketing?
Mm-mm. I know people in them.
Really?
Well, I've known people that were in them.
Like your friends?
No, but like, it's just my suspicion too. It's not like I know that that's what this is, but it seems very much like that's what that is. Yeah. So yeah,
Really
I've
sketchy.
seen.
You never know. It's like, is it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's
Oh,
the
you know.
that's the trick of the trade.
I remember when I used to do gymnastics, there was this this girl who did it with me, and her mom sold like makeup through like an MLM, and she pretended to be like friends with my mom, and then like was trying to get her to sell it, and my mom like yelled at her at gymnastics in front of everyone.
Nice. Totally blew a cover.
Because your mom thought she had a friend. That's devastating. And it's like, nah, you just another number, bitch. Everybody's
Yeah.
just trying to get something. What can I get from you? What do you got from me, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, let me hang out with you so we can just record a podcast in the park, get access to 1 million views. Yeah, okay, fine. We'll do it.
That was me and Mikey putting our music on Josh's playlist on Spotify. He's got 40,000 listeners, basically because everyone who liked the playlist thought it was like Joe Rogan or something, right?
Yeah.
Remember that? I don't know. He like named it Joe Rogan something. What did he even put on there? I don't even remember.
Did you get a lot of plays from it?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even check, but
You did?
I did. It upped my numbers.
Yeah. Someone else whose music I put on
Is
there.
it still on there, or does he change it all the time?
It's still on there.
Same. That's the only reason I really put it on Spotify is because of that playlist. That was my big shot.
Hell yeah.
I'm really hungry.
All right, we should get a move on.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining. This was lovely, guys.
Yeah. Truly.
It's kind of like the RV trip, you know? It's like, it sucked, but still worth doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to be nostalgic about this in a few months.
Right.
Wouldn't do it again, but glad I did it.
Right.
All right.
2 hours.